So many different outcomes came through the 2019 draft lottery, and on that single night, so much changed the NBA landscape for years to come. So today we are going to revisit the 2019 draft lottery, how every team got there, how every result ended up happening, and then obviously what happened in the NBA draft. And if you guys want to see me do this with any other draft lotteries, let me know. So let's talk about all the teams that were here in the draft lottery. Starting off at number 14, you had the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings in 2019 went 39-43, their best regular season since the 2006 NBA season. This team was led by Buddy Hield, who averaged 21 points per game, De'Aaron Fox going into year number 2. They also had Harrison Barnes, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and recent second overall pick Marvin Bagley, who averaged 15 points a night that season. But they missed out on the playoffs by 9 games. There was a clear gap between the 8 seed, which was the LA Clippers, and the 9 seeded Sacramento Kings. Coming in at the number 13 spot, you have the 39-43 Miami Heat, who finished 10th in the Eastern Conference. This was Dwayne Wade's final year in the NBA, as the Miami Heat were trying to make the playoffs one last time in Dwayne Wade's career. Josh Richardson was their leading scorer. He averaged 16.5 points a night, followed by Dwayne Wade, then Goran Dragic, Justice Winslow, Hassan Whiteside, and Dion Waiters. They missed out on the playoffs by 2 games to the Detroit Pistons, who made it in as the 8th seed with a 41-41 record. We all know that Blake Griffin on that Pistons team tried his hardest, but they got pounced in round 1. Coming in at number 12, you have the Charlotte Hornets, who actually had the same record as the Miami Heat, finished better in the standings, but lost the tiebreaker for the spot in the lottery. This was Kemba Walker's last year in Charlotte, where he averaged 25.5 points, 6 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. We all know that he left for Boston in the offseason, but after Kemba, he didn't have much help. Jeremy Lamb, Marvin Williams, Cody Zeller, and yes, Tony Parker were the number 2 through number 5 scoring options on this team. They were one of the worst defensive teams in the league, but Kemba Walker carried them enough to win 39 games this season. Coming in at number 11, you have the LA Lakers, who went 37-45, the first year with LeBron James in Los Angeles. And yeah, LeBron's first year in LA was definitely a disappointment. He only appeared in 55 games, missing 27, pretty much eliminated the Lakers' chance at making the playoffs. After LeBron, who was obviously the top scoring option, he averaged 27.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. You had Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, JaVale McGee, KCP, and Lonzo Ball. But we all kind of knew that an Anthony Davis trade was on the horizon. At number 10, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who went 36-46. This was a team that had Tom Thibodeau as their head coach, but got fired halfway through the year. This was also the season where Jimmy Butler just played in 10 games and then requested a trade from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they got pennies on the dollar for him in return. Karl-Anthony Towns did lead the team in scoring as a 23-year-old, where he averaged 24.5 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. We did get a 50-point Derrick Rose game though this season, which was really cool. Coming in at number 9, whose pick was actually top 5 protected but was going to be sent to the Atlanta Hawks, is the Dallas Mavericks. The reason for that was because they traded up in the 2018 draft from 5 to 3 to get Luka Doncic from Atlanta. Dallas was coming off a season where they went 33-49, but they did make a massive trade deadline acquisition that didn't help them out in the regular season because he was hurt, but they did acquire Kristaps Porzingis from the Knicks for Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, Dennis Smith Jr., and a couple future first-round picks. This was Luka Doncic's rookie year, where he averaged 21 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds, and Jalen Brunson's rookie year as well, where he averaged 9 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds, and they were okay not having their first-round pick if it didn't get in the top 5, just because they got Luka. Now here's where things got crazy. The Memphis Grizzlies were projected the 8th overall pick in the 2019 draft lottery, but the thing for them, if they were in the top 8, that pick was going to have to go to the Boston Celtics from a trade a couple years prior. So Boston had a 42% chance on landing Memphis's pick if they fell to 9, 10, or 11. Memphis went 33-49 under coach JB Bickerstaff in Jaren Jackson's rookie season. This was obviously the year that Marcus Gasol got sent from Memphis to Toronto in exchange for Jonas Valanciunas, and Mike Conley ended up getting traded in the offseason, and this was pretty much the final year of the grit and grind era for Memphis. Projected with the 7th pick, you had the 33-win New Orleans Pelicans, who had bigger issues coming because Anthony Davis requested a trade at the trade deadline and was going to be a free agent after the 2020 regular season. The Pelicans did have Drew Holiday and Julius Randle on their team, but were massive disappointments when this team only won 33 games and finished 13th in the Western Conference. At the number 6 spot, you had the Washington Wizards, who went 32-50 this season under Scott Brooks. It was a tough year for the Wizards, where John Wall only appeared in 32 games. They did get 82 games out of Bradley Beal, and he was great offensively, 25.5 points, 5.5 assists, and 5 rebounds a night. They also also acquired Bobby Portis this year as well, who was a free agent at the end of the year. And the Wizards were definitely a team that could have used some lottery luck this year. Coming in at number 5, you had the Atlanta Hawks in Trae Young's rookie season, where they went 29-53 under Lloyd Pierce. They finished 12th in the Eastern Conference, but they were okay with that. They were still a rebuilding team. They had a young core of Trae Young, John Collins, Taurean Prince, Kevin Huerter, potential 2 top 10 picks on the horizon, their pick here, and then Dallas's pick if it wasn't in the top 5. In the second full year without Jimmy Butler, Chicago went 22-60. They finished as the 13th seed in the Eastern Conference. They fired Fred Hoiberg after 24 games, and then Jim Boylan went 17-41. They were one of the worst defensive and offensive teams in the NBA, and this team was led by Zach LaVine, who appeared in 63 games as a 23-year-old and averaged 23.5 points, but this was a young core in Chicago. This was another really bad year for the Phoenix Suns. In 2019, they ended up going 19-63 under Igor Kokoskov, and they were definitely regretting not taking Luka Doncic with the number 1 pick a year prior in 2018. DeAndre Ayton was still a solid rookie, though he did average 16 points and 10 rebounds. Devin Booker was elite once again, 26.5 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds into year 4 of the NBA, but Josh Jackson disappointed in year number 2, just shooting 41% from the field and 32% from 3. At number 2, you had the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, they went 19-63. Ty Lue started off the season 0-6. They went to Larry Drew, who went 19-57. This team was led by Kevin Love, who just appeared in 22 games, Jordan Clarkson, who averaged 17 points a night, and Colin Sexton, who was a rookie, who averaged 17, 3, and 3. But clearly the worst team on paper that was actively trying to tank. They moved Kristaps Porzingis halfway through the year. They wanted the chance, the best chance, to get Zion Williamson, and that was the 17-65 2019 New York Knicks, coached by David Fizdale, and they were the worst team in the NBA.
Forgive me, I'm just emotional right now. I mean, this is a very, very, very bad day. Very bad.
They were able to get off the Tim Hardaway Jr. contract in the Kristaps Porzingis trade, but man, this season was a disaster for them. Their rookie Kevin Knox shot 37% from the field, 34% from 3, and you can make an argument this was the best season of his career. And that brings us to the 2019 draft lottery, where the ping pong balls are starting and everybody is watching who is going to end up getting the number 1 pick to get the most hyped up prospect in quite some time, Zion Williamson from Duke. Zion Williamson is coming off a season where he appeared in 33 games for the Blue Devils, averaged 22.5 points, 9 rebounds, shot 68% from the field. He won the Wooden Award, the Naismith Award as well. He was the best player in college basketball, and all eyes were on him going into the 2019 draft. So the lottery started off as normal. The Kings got 14, the Heat got 13, and the Hornets got 12. And people like to joke about it all the time that it's rigged. And funny enough, the biggest market, the LA Lakers, were the first lucky team to jump into the top 4, which means the Minnesota Timberwolves dropped from 10 to 11, and the Dallas Mavericks dropped from 9 to 10, which meant Atlanta was going to get the 10th overall pick. And at number 9, Washington got hit hard. They dropped from 6 to 9, 3 spots, and that happened for the next couple of teams as well. Atlanta's original pick dropped from 5 to 8, Chicago's pick dropped from 4 to 7, Phoenix's pick dropped from 3 to 6, and Cleveland dropped from 2 to 5. So the top 4 meant we were going to get the Lakers, the Knicks, the Memphis Grizzlies, who jumped up into the top 4, as well as the New Orleans Pelicans. So that means Memphis was going to be able to keep their pick, and New Orleans had a chance to get Zion Williamson to replace Anthony Davis, who they were going to inevitably trade. The Lakers clocked in with the 4th overall pick, so they moved up from 11 to 7 here, which proved to be a great trade asset that we all knew was going to be in an Anthony Davis trade. And then the Knicks came up at number 3. They dropped from 1 to 3. You could see my reaction to it.
The Pels, the Grizzlies, and the Lakers have moved up. Like, are you kidding me? The Lakers, what have we moved up? Oh my god, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Oh my god, 4. Don't be next. Yes, it's the Lakers. It's the Lakers. Let's go. Okay. So now it's Pels, Knicks. Please. No! Oh my, I mean, I can't be that mad. Oh, it's gonna be the Pels are gonna get Zion! Oh my god, the Pels get Zion! Oh my god, they don't even need to trade 80 for Zion. Oh my damn it! Alright, oh my god. I just wanted Zion. The basketball gods couldn't give me one thing, or just Knicks fans one thing.
Which meant the Memphis Grizzlies were going to be there at number 2, jumping up 6 spots from 8 to 2, and the New Orleans Pelicans got the number 1 overall pick, going from 7 to 1 in the 2019 draft lottery. And it was a wild one to look back on, and a lot of stuff happened between the lottery and draft night. We saw a couple deals be made. The LA Lakers obviously included the 4th overall pick to New Orleans in an Anthony Davis trade, but then we saw Atlanta and New Orleans make a trade as well, which gave Atlanta pick number 4. New Orleans got pick number 8, pick number 17, and a future first round pick in 2020. We all thought it was kind of a shocker when the Phoenix Suns moved down from 6 to 11, and the Minnesota Timberwolves jumped up to number 6 to take Jarrett Culver. Minnesota traded down, got Dario Saric, and drafted the better prospect in Cam Johnson from UNC. Now, just 6 out of the 14 lottery picks are still on their original team. Obviously, Zion in New Orleans, Ja in Memphis, but RJ at 3 was in that OG Anunoby trade last year. You do have DeAndre Hunter still in Atlanta, who went 4. Darius Garland is obviously still in Cleveland, he went 5. Kobe White is still in Chicago, he went 7. And then you have Tyler Hero, who went 13th to the Miami Heat, still there. So yeah, just kind of wanted to look back at the 2019 draft lottery, what every team was going into this lottery itself, and how big its implications had on the rest of the NBA landscape, and how much hyped up like the top prospect was in Zion Williamson. Ja, though, maybe has had the better career so far. You can decide that in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you want to see me do this with other draft classes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.